We are live. Happy Thursday. How are you all doing? My name is Davon Reeves. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I'm the president and founder of the Vine Group, which is a hotel consulting firm and ownership group. And I am also the founder and CEO of Vestor, which is a crowdfunding platform, and also co-owner of three hotels. And every week I go live on Hotel Ownership Unplugged, and we have a special guest. We have Talisa Stubbs today, and she's aspiring hotel owner, but she's going to be talking about creative financing, right? So of course everything hotels, everything, all things hotels, and really just what's been going on in the world, right? Well, in the hotel world, um, the hotels, they're off of their strike. Um, so I'm glad that it was things were able to come to an agreement. So um, and yeah, so what? And I've launched this officially. My goal is to create. Hey, Darlene, what's up? My goal is to create 100 hotel owners and investors, but actually, I've been told that's too small, so I got to think bigger. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take that thing to 200. So not only 200 hotel owners and investors, but real estate investors as well. All right. So you'll be seeing so much content and so much information from me to help folks along their journey. So we have Talisa here talking about um, not hotels, but really more so talking about creative financing. So Talisa, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are.
Yes, hey everybody. My name is Talisa Stubbs. I'm the owner and founder of Her Investments. I got into the real estate space probably like officially maybe like 3.5 years ago. Prior to that, I was an accountant for the public school system, doing the 9 to 5 cycle, just like majority of the people that are probably watching this. And I just got tired. I just got tired of being a slave to my employer. I got tired of having to ask for vacation days. Like, what? I got tired of being the first one in the office and the last one to leave, and I just wanted my freedom back. So I dived into real estate investing, and I hit my butt pretty hard when I started. Lost
Mm.
all my money, ruined my credit, and then I ended up making a comeback once I found out about creative finance and really how to purchase properties with none of my own money, none of my own credit, no banks, no none of that. So
Okay,
that's where I'm
okay.
at.
All right, Miss Lisa. So Miss Lisa is also on her journey to become a hotel owner. So basically, taking what she's learned along the way. Because one thing about hotels, and it's a complicated. I won't say complicated. Yeah, it is. So it's an operating business sitting on real estate in a franchise model. Then some people will argue to say it's actually mixed use development or mixed use real estate because there's so many different components. You have the restaurant, you have meeting space. Some people it's office. So anyway, so Talisa, please talk about maybe some of the actually what is creative financing because a lot of folks don't even know what creative financing is.
Yeah, so typically when somebody wants to purchase a real estate asset, you think about I have to go to the bank, I have to get approved for funding. Once they approve me, after they've looked at my income, my financial statements, all that stuff, then I may get approved and then I can buy the property.
Hmm.
Creative finance doesn't deal with any banks. There is no approval system. Typically, with creative finance, you may be taking over a previous seller's current mortgage. So they may not be able to afford their mortgage anymore, or they just might be in a situation where if they tried to sell it on the market, they wouldn't get the value that they initially wanted. So it might be more advantageous to them to allow you to come in, take over their mortgage payment, and acquire the asset that way. Or if a seller doesn't owe any debt on the property, meaning that there's no mortgage on the property, some sellers may be open to basically financing it for you. So imagine you own a property and you don't have a mortgage, you want to sell it. you decide to sell it creatively, you might ask me for a down payment, and then you might ask me for monthly payments and a particular interest amount that you want every month. So we completely leave the banks out, and it is an agreement between the seller and the buyer.
So how did you learn about creative financing?
You know what? So when I was looking into getting into real estate investing, because my credit was not where it needed to be and I didn't have my own money, I started looking on YouTube of like ways that I could buy real estate
Mhm.
without having to use my money or my credit. And I came across an investor called Pace Morby. And Pace Morby, he is like the genius when it comes to creative finance. And through looking at several of his YouTube videos, connecting with some of his mentees, I was able to learn the ropes of creative finance. I never actually joined his program, but he had put so much free information out on YouTube that I was actually able to figure it out and close my own deal. But I actually started off wholesaling creative deals. And so that's kind of what
Okay.
got my foot in the door.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not a big believer in wholesaling and hotels, and I think anyone who follows me know that. So we're not even gonna mention that word. So,
Okay.
because I don't want any wholesalers coming up to me, because I'm not. No. So okay. So that's how you got into creative financing. That's how you learned about creative financing. Financing. So what are some of the? Can you explain how you use creative financing on your first deal on your own? So that way people can kind of understand what it looked like.
Yeah, so the first property was actually a multifamily. It was a quadplex. The seller was a young guy. He had just purchased this quadplex like a couple of years prior. He didn't actually know how to run it. He was pretty much a slumlord. And so he wanted to sell this property. He still had a mortgage on it. So he sold it to us for 650,000. The mortgage that he still had on the property was 400,000. So we ended up taking over that mortgage, which was about $3,000 a month. So we took that over, and then the additional $250,000 in equity, because remember he wanted 650, he allowed us to seller finance that portion of the. So we pretty much gave him $50,000 down, and he gave us monthly payments of $468 a month. We got 0% interest. So this is pretty much called a hybrid when you're using a combination of subject to and seller finance.
Hmm. So can you explain what subject to is? Not everybody know what that is.
Yeah, so subject to that is the art of being able to take over somebody's mortgage payment. So if their
Okay.
mortgage payment is $2,100 a month and they have a 4% interest on their current loan, you are literally coming in and taking over that mortgage. You're logging into their bank, their mortgage account, you're making their monthly payments, and you never have to apply for the loan or for the mortgage because that mortgage is already in place.
Okay, 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 okay. So, what advice would you give to someone who's starting off and they were in a position that you were in, meaning they really didn't have the liquid capital, they didn't have the credit, which are the two things that you need in order to get money or to get financing? What would you recommend would be their first steps?
I would say the first step is just to get educated. The last thing that you want to do is get into something and not fully understand the nuances of it. So the first thing that I would say is either go to YouTube University or find a coach that specializes in creative financing and learn all the intricacies and the
Don't you
nuances.
offer that? Don't you?
I
Aren't you a
do.
coach in that? Okay.
I do, yes. But that would be the first step because I know that if I tried to go at this by myself without some sort of coaching, yes, I did look on YouTube. I was still
Yeah,
kind of
but you can make
familiar with
costly
it.
mistakes. Yeah, you can make costly
Yes,
mistakes,
I made a lot
especially
of
getting into
mistakes.
expensive real estate. So we have a question. It says you don't apply. So basically, they're saying, would you need to apply for a subject to?
No, there is no application process. There's no
Mhm.
application process. All you do is when you find a seller that is interested in selling their property subject to, you sign a purchase agreement the same way that you would any other property. The title company structures it to where the deed of trust, the promissory note, everything is in place. and you are literally just taking over that person's mortgage. So there is no application process, there is none of that.
Okay, okay, okay. So how can people find you if they want to work with you to learn more about creative financing or using it for their deals?
Yeah, so you can go to my website, which is herinvestments.org, and that's just HER investments with an S.org. From there, you can click on book a call, and then we can book a 15-minute free call so that we can discuss what your specific goals are.
Oh my goodness, this is so amazing. Can they follow you on social media as well?
Yeah, they can follow me on social media at Talisa Stubbs, which it shows right there how to spell my name on the screen. Just at Talisa Stubbs on Facebook and at Talisa Stubbs on Instagram.
Oh wow. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much, Talisa, for being on the call. I appreciate you. Again, this is Davon Reeves, your weekly hotel ownership unplugged. You have to stay tuned because you never know what special guests I am going to bring, and you never know what topic. So again, my goal is to increase the percentage of hotel owners. And so my goal is to bring topics and discussions and experts to get you closer to your hotel ownership dreams. And you all have a fabulous Thursday. And thank you so much, Talisa. And
Thanks,
thank y'all so much
Davon.
for tuning in.
All right. Bye, guys.